Hey everyone, today I've got another update for version 1.2 of the Dynamic Surface Navigation plugin. In this update, I'm going to be showing EQS support, which I added to the plugin for version 1.2. So I'm going to start out in the query graph. As you can see, I've got a new generator I created, DSN Sphere, and then there's also a couple of more generators I added, DSN Simple Grid and DSN Cone. And next we have a trace test, just a standard trace test to see if the player can see the point. And finally we have the DSN pathfinding test, and I have it set to score the path length so the pawn can find the closest point that it can path to. I'm not going into detail on the parameters in the query graph generator or the tests, because I may adjust those a bit before I release this version. And basically the query graph is set up to have the pawn hide from the player. So in our scene we have a few spiders all set up to use the query graph, the EQS query graph that I just showed. Then we have a player, and then we have a test pawn, an EQS test pawn. So with how the query graph was set up, we're generating points a certain radius away from the querier, which is the test pawn. So those points are generating on the floor, the column, the ceilings, all surfaces, because the DSN plugin generates navigation on all surfaces. After those points are generated, the trace comes into play and filters out any points that the player can see. And then those points that the player cannot see are then passed on to the next test, which is the pathfinding test, which will score them based on the length of the path. Now I'm running the game, and you can see that the spiders are running from the player and going to hide out of sight. If I move around to where I can see them again, then they pick that up and will run away and hide again. And that's the new EQS support I've added to version 1.2 of the Dynamic Surface Navigation plugin, which will be available when I release it. Please like the video and subscribe if you'd like to get notifications when I post future updates. Alright, have a good one.